across this part of the state for today. For most of the land of enchantment and really the entire Southwest, it's the peak of this heat wave. It's the hottest day so far this week and that we've seen, but it's going to be cooling off after today. If you don't like the heat, you're going to like the forecast. Breezy to windy too, and damaging wind and hail. That's what we're talking about across the Northeast for today, with that potential for some thunderstorms. Here are the high temperatures. So near record highs. 103 Albuquerque, the record's 104, so very close to that. 94 in Santa Fe, close to a record today, if not a record. Likely a record. You had a record yesterday. I think we could have a record in Farmington. You had a record on Wednesday as well. 93 in Raton. And you see the thunderstorm bolts there because we're watching the northeastern parts of the state for that risk of some severe weather. There's a marginal to slight risk of damaging winds and large hail. So just be alert to the weather in your area. You can always track it with your KOAT and Live Super Doppler 7's apps. Matt, Marissa.
Thank you. I really like your glasses, Byron.
Thank
It's
you.
okay. I can.
And I can't talk.
I mean, whatever. It starts with an M.
Thanks.
Car crashes are up in states where recreational marijuana is legal. Not by much, but the Highway Loss Data Institute says collision claims in Colorado, Washington State, and Oregon went up nearly 3% in the years since legal pot sales started. Researchers say they accounted for a number of factors, including the number of vehicles on the roads, age and gender of drivers, weather, and even the driver's employment.
Well, global warming could lower the quality of your coffee. A new study says Ethiopia could lose a significant amount of suitable farming land by the end of this century because of climate change. Ethiopia is the world's 5th largest coffee producer, in case you didn't know that. Researchers blame a combination of low rainfall and rising temperatures. We'll be right back.
All right, happy Thursday. A live look from our Sandia Crest cam peering down into the valley. This is, of course, the Rio Grande, and a beautiful shot there of the Rio Grande this morning, however you want to pronounce it. We are looking at a quiet morning. It is a warm morning, and it is going to be a very hot day later today. This warm wake-up gives way to dangerous heat this afternoon, and we'll be reaching near record hot temperatures later for today. 103 in Albuquerque. That is a degree shy of the record of 104, so very close to that. 94 in Taos. You see Durango, even the Four Corners, 94 degrees. 108 Las Cruces, 108 in Carlsbad. Drink lots of water, limit your time outdoors. Don't leave the pets or kids in the cars. And if you are heading out to the Topes game, great weather for some baseball, but just drink lots of water. We're looking at temperatures at 7:05. They're taking on the El Paso Chihuahuas, or Chihuahuas, if you want to say it that way. 99, I just think it sounds funny. 99 for that first pitch, 95 for the last out. Again, drink lots of water, stay hydrated. All right, let's check out this crazy video. This is drone video showing, and I know you're familiar with this coastline here, Marissa. You've driven this road.
It's beautiful. This is sad.
Yeah, it's coastline of Big Sur in California. You see the road. It's been cut off and cut in half because of the landslide in recent weeks, and people who live in the area are cut off from the outside world as a result of that landslide. Work to clear those roads is expected to take months and cost more than $1 billion. Crazy stuff. Beautiful views, though.
Devastating. Yeah, that road is, you know, the one where you see the car commercials that are going along right by the beach. It's that road. That's so sad. Well, the Bernalillo County District Attorney says our criminal justice system is not working the way it's supposed to. Reporter Sasha Leninger shows us what Raul Torres wants changed.
District Attorney Raul Torres says criminals need to be in jail and not on our streets. This is Morris Mora. Cops know him very well, and Torres says he's at the center of our car theft problem in Bernalillo County. Court records show he's been arrested over and over again, but somehow manages to get back out. Torres says this man is one of several criminals who have benefited from lax court rules in Bernalillo County. He wants to change the deadline for criminal cases so judges have more leeway in deciding what to do when deadlines for prosecutors are not met, and believes too many criminals are being released from jail on low bonds.
At the end of the day, this has to be about accountability. We have to hold these individuals accountable, or else we're not going to get a handle on the day-to-day crime.
Today, Torres is meeting with the Criminal Justice Council, the people who recommend to change the rules in court. You can attend that meeting. Just make your way to the county courthouse at 2 o'clock. I'm Sasha Leninger, KOAT Action 7 News.
Well, in Washington, D.C., U.S. Senator for New Mexico Martin Heinrich continued to ask about Russia's possible meddling in the election, asking Homeland Security leaders about the president's role in the interference.
By effectively reinforcing the Russian narrative and publicly saying that our system is rigged. Did then candidate Trump, now President Trump, become what intelligence officials call an unwitting agent?
Homeland Security refused to answer that question, while those with Obama and Trump administration intelligence have stated that no votes were ever changed by hackers. Concerns remain about the security of voters' information and what Russia intended to do with any information it did manage to get. Now, in that same hearing, the former Homeland Security Secretary told senators the Russian president has a direct role in the interference.
The Russian government, at the direction of Vladimir Putin himself, orchestrated cyber attacks on our nation. That is a fact, plain and simple.
He went on to say that a lot of states considered election security their issue. They declined federal assistance. He also said that the U.S. should not lose sight of the big picture here, stopping cyber attacks. Now, frosty relations between Russia and the United States may continue for a while. Russia just canceled a meeting between senior U.S. and Russian officials. This was aimed at resolving problems between the two countries. It comes in response to the U.S. tightening sanctions on Russia Tuesday. That was in a bid to force the end of its occupation of Crimea. The Russian Foreign Ministry said Washington's desire to seek common ground with Russia sounds unconvincing. The State Department says the U.S. regretted Russia's decision to cancel the meeting.
So we're learning more about the man who opened fire on a Republican baseball practice in Northern Virginia last week. The FBI says James Hodgkinson carried a list with the names of 6 members of Congress. Officials would not say who was on the list, but none of them were injured. The FBI also says Hodgkinson acted alone and there is no connection to terrorism. He was shot and killed by police shortly after he opened fire. The investigation is still ongoing. And the congressman injured in the attack is improving. The hospital where Steve Scalise is staying says that he's in fair condition. He's now starting rehab. The House Majority Whip was shot in the hip. He lost a lot of blood. One of the 4 people injured in the shooting threw out the first pitch at the Congressional Women's Softball game yesterday. New Mexico Congresswoman Michelle Lujan Grisham was part of the team that played against female members of the Press Corps. The game raised money for a breast cancer charity. The Press Corps ended up winning 2-1. I love wildlife pictures. So my dad was in Alaska. He's been there last week. He sent this picture. He wanted me to make sure I showed it to my son. Yeah, he woke up and he just said,
and
yeah,
a bear was trying to high-five him?
Yeah, it's like, what do you got in there?
Yeah.
Is that bacon?
Yeah.
That smells so good.
Oh, that is awesome.
Look at that. Isn't that amazing?
It looked a lot bigger on the other perspective from this perspective.
Yeah.
So he's not a big
It's
bear.
just
It's
a
just a little
little
bear.
guy.
Yeah. But you know, that's great that your dad was able to capture those shots.
Pretty
there.
amazing. He said he ran away like a little puppy. But they're scared of you. And when you hear about the bear attacks, it's because you were probably around baby bears.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to protect their babies. So
The only time I've ever seen a bear, I was actually in the wild. I was driving down from the Crest, on the Crest Road, and I looked off to the side, and there was a little cub, on the side of the road. And the friend that I was with was like, "Oh, let's go check out the cub." I'm like, "Are you crazy?" I was like, "Do you see the videos and everything?" No,
There's a mama nearby.
do that.
That's-
But they're cute from a distance.
they sure are.
What a cool picture right there. Why your dad loves Alaska
Indeed.
so much. No first birthdays today. If you have a little one celebrating a first birthday, please share it with us. Send the picture to the address that we popped up on your screen or upload it to the local section of KOAT.com. Just remember to include your child's name and a birth date so we get that right for you.
Get to the phones. All this week we are giving away tickets to see country music superstar Brad Paisley in concert. It is happening Friday, July 14th at the Isleta Amphitheater. To win 2 tickets, be the 7th caller to 1-800-717-7107 right now. Good luck.
622, avoiding potholes, it can be tough on some
Sure.
roads, right? They're so bad on one road, drivers aren't even driving on the road anymore.
I've never seen anything like
The
this.
video's incredible.
Plus, it's triple-digit temperatures hitting the Southwest with a vengeance right now. But there's a ski area that's still open in the U.S. We'll tell you where. Coming up tonight on KOAT 7 at 7, it's Boy Band, followed by The Gong Show at 9, and then don't miss Action 7 News Live at 10. Byron?
All right, those roads this morning, Traffic Watch 7 shows you lots of green. We're still looking pretty good on most of the thoroughfares, if you will. I-25 northbound from Los Lunas 70+ miles per hour. And we're looking at Alameda, Paseo, Montano, all looking good on the speeds right now. No reports of any accidents or major delays out there up into the Rio Rancho area. Also looking good as well as you head out this morning. Here's some drive times for you. And all green, northbound I-25 Belen to the Big I at 25 minutes. Los Lunas to the Big I at 20 minutes. And Rio Bravo and Coors to the Big I at 12 minutes right now. So that's exactly what we like to see. Grab the sunglasses and grab a big thermos or I guess bottle of water. It's a hot one out there for today. You'll need to stay cool and drink lots of water. 103 this afternoon.
In this morning's GMA First Look, people are literally dying to find Forrest Fenn's infamous hidden treasure, and now New Mexico's top cop wants that to end. The New Mexico art dealer claims he's hidden a chest full of jewels, gold nuggets, and rare coins worth millions somewhere in the Rocky Mountains. All the clues in his 2010 poem. But now a second person has died trying to find it. Paris Wallace, found Sunday, was a Colorado pastor.
Fenn says one of the points of his treasure hunt is to get people exploring the great outdoors. But he insists the chest is not hidden anywhere dangerous. And if people are putting their lives at risk trying to find it, they're looking in the wrong place.
Fenn says, I have given a lot of thought about ending the search, but I am not sure what that would accomplish. And coming up at 7 a.m., what Forrest Fenn says he'll now do to help. With your GMA First Look, I'm Clayton Sandell, ABC News, Denver.
If you plan on heading out for today, make sure you have lots of water and, just limit your time outdoors. It's going to be a really hot one out there for all areas of the state. Live look Albuquerque right now. It's the hottest day of the week, the hottest day so far in 2017, and it's the peak of the heat wave. It is going to be turning windy and cooler, and storm chances will be going up as a result of some moisture that will be finally working in. Not today, though. 103 in Albuquerque. The record's 104, so very close to that. 102 in Rio Rancho, 94 in Santa Fe. Those breezes out of the northwest, about 10 to 20 miles per hour. It's going to feel like a hair dryer this afternoon with those breezes. We come down in the temperatures for your Friday to 98 degrees. The breezes out there, windy. Canyon winds Friday night into early Saturday. That pumps in that moisture and drops the temperatures into the lower 90s. With the moisture, it may actually still feel pretty hot out there. There will be a chance of storms, though, better chance of storms on Saturday across a larger part of New Mexico. And we hang on to that rain chance right on into Sunday and Monday as well, with those temperatures finally coming down to the upper 80s by Monday. Well, it's hard to believe our weather this past week when you see this. Snow, and lots of it in California. This is right now, guys. Mammoth Mountain, there's still 165 inches of snow on the ground. And you can see winter sports enthusiasts are wearing shorts on the slopes, tank tops. They're having the time of their lives, enjoying that. I mean, we're talking about triple digits here. This is like the perfect fix for that, wouldn't you think? Heading up to the mountains. And it's going to be open till August as a result of all that snow. Yeah, crazy stuff.
That is awesome. Yeah. Potholes, they're a big problem for drivers anywhere you go, but now they are getting to be an issue, an actual big issue for pedestrians. Look at this. I've never seen anything like this. A road in Ohio is so bad, some drivers would rather drive on the sidewalks. So now neighbors who use those sidewalks for their actual purpose, walking, say something has just got to be done. Look at that.
And they can at least take the time to fix the street.
That's a basic service.
Yeah, that is.
Look, I don't know why there were monitors in it, but look, it's just going on the sidewalk. Neighbors say that they've seen a couple of drivers who actually did try to drive on the road, have their cars break down because of the potholes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's bad.
167 people at a McDonald's in Kentucky, they paid for the order of someone behind them.
It's just a great feeling to know that there's a lot of good people out there still.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. An employee who saw it all happen says a regular saw a dad and 4 kids in the van behind her, decided to give him a happy Father's Day by paying for his food. Well, the employee says the chain then went on for nearly 4 hours.
Awesome.
The only reason the chain stopped was because the restaurant had to close. It was midnight. Unreal.
That is so cool.
Byron.
That is awesome stuff. All right, Traffic Watch 7. Let's check out what's going on, and maybe somebody will buy you an ice cream cone today. That would be a nice thing, wouldn't it? We're looking at hot weather for today. Speeds, though, on the roads looking good. Lots of green. Whenever there's green on the map, that represents speeds are where they should be. Here's some drive times for you. See if we can get all green. That's good. Southbound I-25 St. Francis to Albuquerque at 48 minutes. The Rios Road to Albuquerque at 44 minutes. And New Mexico 599 to Albuquerque at 43 minutes right now. Drive safely as you head out. Take it slow and easy. Drink lots of water for today, and always check that back seat. 103 in Albuquerque for today. Todd?
All right, coming up, a community comes together today to remember a family killed in a murder spree.
Plus, multiple crashes and one person critically injured after a wild RV chase. We find out if the pursuit was justified.
And Senate Republicans are revealing their health care plan today, what it could mean for you. Action 7 News More in the Morning continues right now.
Now, KOAT Action 7 News More in the Morning. Coverage you can count on.
Hey, good morning, New Mexico. 6:30 right now on this Thursday morning, June 22nd. I'm Todd Kurtz.
I'm Marissa Mays. Normally we say, well, try to get your exercise in early while the temperatures are cooler, but it's almost 80 degrees outside right now in Albuquerque.
Not very cool right now.
Yeah, it's tough. And, you know, probably a record warm temperature this morning. We've had that past couple of mornings, guys. So really tough stuff out there. You just need to limit your time outdoors for today. Good morning to you guys, to all of you on this Thursday. That's going to be the hottest day we've seen so far in 2017. We have the sunshine already. The clouds that we had overnight actually acted to keep the temperatures up. So a warm wake up out there. Dangerous heat today, reaching near those record levels this afternoon. Here's what we're talking about. As you wake up this morning, not too bad, but still warm. Albuquerque near 80 degrees. You see the 70s, Las Cruces, Carlsbad, 50s. Las Vegas sounds pretty good. 55 in Taos, 55 in Durango right now, and 54 in the Gallup area and Grants area. And look at the heat advisories that are in effect in orange here. That means you need to drink lots of water, limit your time outdoors, don't leave the pets or kids in the cars for all parts of the state, really, guys, because it's going to be hot. And here's what we're talking about. So you see that 103 in Albuquerque, that's a degree shy of the record of 104, 108 in Tucumcari, Carlsbad, Las Cruces near 110 this afternoon, and 98 in Silver City, even mid-90s for the Four Corners, Durango, into the Taos and Las Vegas areas. Yes, it's going to be a hot one, but we do have some improving weather, cooler temperatures on the way. More on that in just a bit. First, over to Todd.
Today, a community is going to be saying goodbye together to 3 people police say were murdered by one of their family members. Reporter Sasha Leninger tells us when this funeral is going to be taking place. Sasha.
Todd, friends and family are in shock and trying to grieve today as they say goodbye to a mother, brother, and stepfather who were all shot and killed last week. Now, hugs and tears filled this funeral home in northern New Mexico last night as friends of Brenda Gallegos, Brendan Herrera, and his stepfather, Max Trujillo, said goodbye during a final visitation. Investigators say Damien Herrera shot and killed his mother, stepfather, and brother inside their La Madera home last week. Damien also allegedly shot and killed 2 other people that night. His sister tells us he was struggling with mental health problems. Dozens of people came out last night to pay that family their final respects.
Nothing we can do but mourn for the guy, you know. That's right. Both of them were awesome people. The best people you could ever meet.
A funeral mass for the family is today at 10 o'clock at St. Mary's Catholic Church in Ojo Caliente, followed by the burial at Vallecitos Catholic Cemetery. I'm Sasha Leninger, KOAT Action 7 News.
Thank you, Sasha. There were 2 other victims, as you mentioned, in the shooting. Police say Damien Herrera killed archaeologist Michael Kite in Tres Piedras and then stole his vehicle. Kite's colleagues remember him for his kindness and willingness to help others. Manuel Serrano was killed at Bode's General Store in Abiquiu. He was a husband, father, and grandfather, and he had worked at the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum for decades. Over the last week, we have spoken with a lot of the victims' family members. You can watch all of their interviews on KOAT.com or download the KOAT app.
6:33 right now. Investigators are trying to figure out how a dangerous felon driving an RV caused several crashes across Albuquerque. Action 7 News reporter Chris Guardaro looks at whether police followed the rules when starting this citywide police chase.
The RV chase throughout the city damaged a few police cars, civilian cars, and sent one man to the hospital in critical condition. Police say it all started when they tried to arrest David Barber in the North Valley on Tuesday. Barber got into a stolen RV and tried to get away. The chase ended when officers were told to stop the suspect by any means necessary and use their vehicles to ram into the RV at Coors and Irving. Former APD Commander Nick Bacchus says officers had to make a tough decision when deciding whether to pursue Barber.
Is it more dangerous to have this individual on the street as a violent felon prone to hurt people, as opposed to trying to continue the pursuit to apprehend the individual?
Bacchus did tell us he thinks police made the right choice to get the dangerous man off the road and into custody. Chris Guardaro, KOAT Action 7 News.
David Barber has an extensive criminal history dating back more than a decade. Police say his most recent crime was last month. Investigators say he broke into an Albuquerque cleaning supply store, stole about $2,000 worth of merchandise. Court documents show he's also accused of stealing 12 guns from a firearms store in April. Police were looking for him Tuesday in connection to those two crimes and others from last year.
He's violent. He conducts himself in a violent manner. And whether or not we're chasing him or not, the citizens of Albuquerque would have been in danger.
Yeah, Barber was also arrested for other crimes too, including drug possession, burglaries, and battery on a police officer. He's now in jail on a no bond hold. Now, there are a lot of questions we have about this case too, including who's the man who was hurt at Coors and Irving? Haven't found that out yet. We also want to know who hit the APD officer earlier. Was it Barber, maybe a different officer, another car possibly too? And Barber has not been charged for this crime, so when is he going to be charged? We're pushing for all of these answers right now. When we get them, we will let you know, of course.
6:35 happening today. Senate Republicans will unveil their plan to replace the Affordable Care Act. That proposal has been weeks in the making behind closed doors. Reporter Nicole Killian is in Washington with a look at the plan.
The Senate plan is different than the House bill, which the president once described as mean.
I hope we're going to surprise you with a really good plan. You know, I've been talking about a plan with heart. I said, add some money to it. A plan with heart.
The Senate proposal drops a House provision that would have given states waivers to let insurers boost premiums on some patients with pre-existing conditions. Congressional aides say it also largely retains subsidies to help people buy insurance and penalties for those without coverage, and cuts and revamps Medicaid. Some Republicans say they need more convincing, while Democrats accuse the GOP of a secretive process to draft the bill. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who spearheaded the plan, said senators will have enough time to review it, even though he wants to vote on it by next week. In Washington, I'm Nicole Killian.
Well, once that plan is released, we're going to let you know on KOAT.com and our KOAT app. And then tonight on Action 7 News, we will have reaction from our congressional delegation, as well as more on what the plan means for you.
It is 6:36 now, fighting for change. Why our district attorney says he's fed up with the criminal justice system and his plan to fix it.
All right, we've been good with Traffic Watch 7 so far this morning. Let's see if we can keep it that way. We like to see green on the map. That means drive speeds and times are where they should be. Looking good along I-40 through the Big I right now to the east side of town, 73 miles per hour. Let's go over to the canyon, and you see that. Looking at green over toward Cornwall and to Harris Canyon, all looking good up toward Cedar Crest as well. Here are the drive times. Westbound I-40 Edgewood to the Big I at 25 minutes, to Harris to the Big I at 13 minutes, and we've got green tramway to the Big I at 7 minutes. It is going to be a hot one for today, already near 80 degrees. Heading for near record hot temperatures today, 103. Take it slow and easy, drink lots of water. Don't leave the pets or kids in the cars. All right, good Thursday morning. It's going to be a hot one out there for today, the hottest we've seen so far in 2017. This is a live look from Cloudcroft, and you see in the Sacramento Mountains, we're looking at clear skies, a beautiful sunrise taking shape right now. This would be a great place to be because you won't be as hot in the mountains that we will be in the valleys for today. It's the peak of the heat wave, breezy to windy too, and we are looking at the potential for some damaging wind and hail across parts of the state, northeast New Mexico. Here are the temperatures as we go through the day, and you see we're looking at this morning. Temperatures still relatively warm out there as we go toward lunchtime, already in the middle 90s in Albuquerque, 93 in Santa Fe. Lunchtime temperature 100 in Deming, 96 in Alamogordo. By this afternoon, the drive time home 106 Alamogordo, 101 in Albuquerque, 95 in Santa Fe. And yeah, it's going to be hot, 86 in Raton. This is the area of the state that we'll have to watch, though, for the chance of thunderstorms this afternoon. In the northeastern parts of the state, temperatures come down this evening, but that threat, that slight risk of severe weather is there. Biggest threats are damaging winds and large hail. Stay safe, everybody. Todd?
Bernalillo County District Attorney Raul Torres says our criminal justice system, it's not working. He wants to change that. Reporter Sasha Leninger shows us his plan.
District Attorney Raul Torres says our current court rules allow too many criminals to slip between the cracks and make their way back out into our community. Morris Moore is very well known to the Albuquerque Police Department. Torres says he's one of the many criminals who benefits from our current justice system. He wants to try and persuade the Supreme Court to change court deadlines for prosecutors. That way, judges have more leeway and overworked prosecutors don't have to miss many cases, just like what happened to Mora.
Somebody who clearly has an addiction issue somebody who floats in and out of the system, somebody who benefits from rules and systems that are not fully equipped for the frequency of contact that he has with law enforcement.
Today, he's meeting with the Criminal Justice Council, the panel that recommends changing in-court rules. Now, that meeting is open to the public and is at 2 o'clock at the county courthouse. I'm Sasha Leninger, KOAT Action 7 News.
Coming up on 6:43, wildfires in New Mexico. The blazes burning this morning, including one that forced hundreds out of their homes.
Plus, there are a lot of reasons why we're called the land of enchantment. Coming up, a look at one of the oldest buildings in the entire country.